abstract brainwaves. Game genie in the beanie, we ain't on the same stage, leveled up.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video at the High Point Museum, about to walk around and start out this community day. It is fairly cold out, so it's like, what am I doing? But at the same time, it started at like 9. I think they're extending it to 8 p.m. your time. So they want to...
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it love. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
That there was just, everything was kind of on steroids, where, you know, half distance, flowers, petals, all of that. You got to, you know, bloom some flowers pretty quickly. So I was happy about that. There was a bug in the game, evidently, where they pretty much told you that they're going to extend it from 9 to 8. Now, there was no way I was going to play that long. The issue I had mainly was, if you saw at the beginning, I was already on low power, and this game does not like when you're on low power mode, like low battery, excuse me. When that's going on, it doesn't like it at all. So I tried this, you know, method where my friend who I was with, she took her phone and put it against mine, and she was able to charge some, but ultimately, after walking like 2 miles, ended up walking 2 miles back. So, you know, I still did the 10K. I was able to get what I needed out of that. So the reward, I think, was like a huge seedling. So I still got to do that. But the big takeaway for me was we got a lot of levels out of the way. My goal was to get 10 levels done, and I'm almost at the 11th level now. So I was really proud of that, because I really didn't expect to do 10K. I thought, hey, maybe I can do 10,000 steps, and I believe I did over 13,000, and I normally don't walk that much. So it was impressive for me, because I didn't start at 9 either. Like I said, I started at maybe 11:30, 12, and when it was all over with, I was probably back at the house maybe 4 o'clock. So, you know, not that long of a time, but normally during these community days playing Pokemon Go, it might be like, you know, 2 hours max and just looping. I walked all the way from the Greenway in High Point to another section of the Greenway, which was, we were heading towards like a lake. So I've got some, you know, footage that I showed you prior, and, you know, now I'm just showing you the gameplay of what was going on. And I missed out on that, but next go around I'll be more prepared. I had taken a different vehicle to head out, and it didn't have my charging cables and any of that stuff, so, you know, there was no turning back around. But I'll be more prepared next go around, believe you me. I'll have some chargers, and it's always one of those things where somebody's got Apple chargers and no Android, or Android and no Apple, or maybe they have two out of those, they have both of those, but maybe they take Type-C and you don't have that, or vice versa. So that was one of the issues there, was she had Android, I had Apple, and I didn't have any adapters. You can get those, by the way, not sponsored, but they have these adapters that you can place on the micro USB to utilize Apple. So I went ahead and bought some of those, and I look forward to when those show up in the mail. But as it gets colder and this game is focused on walking, it just makes you wonder, why didn't this come out in the summertime? Why didn't this come out sooner? Because colder December ain't happening. Maybe it was a regional thing where they're saying, hey, in other parts of the world, maybe it's, you know, a little bit warmer and they want it to take off in other parts of the world. They just assumed it would take off in the U.S. I don't know what the weather is over in Japan right now. But either way, I was happy with the community day. I just wish there would have been more stuff going on, more rewards. Like I didn't need the medal or whatever. I don't even know if I have it yet. I've got to open up the game and see if it's something that they rewarded me. But there was a little crown above the steps, so I know that that means something. Probably means that's the most I've ever walked in one day or something to that degree. But hopefully I get that badge with it. So we were able to get like some of these containers and stuff like that. Let's actually go over here and read what it had detailed, because I had some of that stuff notated. It might actually be on my phone, and we should just talk about that while I'm here. So here we go. Pikmin Bloom Community Day, November 13th, 2021. Seedlings in your planter pack will grow at 1.5 times the usual speed. Okay. Fruits will give you 2 times the usual amount of nectar. All right, so that's what I was thinking. Users who walk 10,000 steps or more on this day will be awarded a special Community Day participant badge. So there might be a slight delay until the badge is awarded. So what I figured. So we clearly got that, so I did get that badge. You will need to log in Pikmin Bloom at least once during the 2 weeks after Community Day. Wow, that is a long amount of time that they want you to log in to get that. And then they say, but you may see big flowers beginning to bloom into pansies from Friday, and this will continue throughout the weekend. So technically, there is still time today to see some of that. They had the hashtag 10K walk with Pikmin, because, you know, some of us, we still aren't clear on if kilometers are longer than miles. They are. And not me, by the way. I had to learn that the hard way. Traveling outside the country and you're driving and you're just like, oh, that means that's 2 miles away. This kilometer, 6 kilometers. No, it actually is coming up a lot faster than you think. And I did get a pretty good reception on the tweet, at least for me. I'm not a tweet person. I'm not a Twitter guy like that, but I do have a Twitter. So twitter.com/captainsensation. So check me out there and tweet me some stuff about this game, other games. Just if you want to chat, that's a good place to do it. Also on Facebook. So, you know, other yellow hat guy, find me on Facebook. Just type that in all one word. You should see me. So yeah, they wanted you to do hashtags to know that you're playing. One of the things that still trips me out is when they ask you how your day was. I don't have too many games say, hey, was your day good? You know, and then you say how it was, and then they want to go through your pictures, and your pictures may be NSFW. So I have to be mindful of that as I record games, and they don't always have to be NSFW. They could just be private pictures, you know, the picture somebody sent you that doesn't need to be on the internet. So, but that's something I have to worry about, not necessarily you, but maybe you too. Maybe you don't want them having a record of, you know, photos that you have in there. So that out of the way, we did clear that. It did tell me about the friendship level increasing as I interact with more Pikmin, and you know, just to keep feeding them, and you can get these gifts and special souvenirs that tell you where they were born. So keep an eye on the friendship level. So we did that. So I want to say we started at level 8 maybe, and went to 9, and then got to 10, and we're on our way to 11. So the expeditions, you could go on larger ones. Some of these that are like hours. I think I sent a bunch of them on like it looks like a 5-hour one that I've got in here, and they came back with a whole bunch of these flower pots. So that was really cool because I wasn't finding them in the wild. One of the things that I forgot to do was to use the radar. And I felt like it wasn't necessary, mainly because we were already getting discounts on certain things and I expected to find stuff in the wild anyway. Problem was when the phone died, wasn't able to see the other half of the things that I wanted. So that was a problem there. So, hey, but it's something I get to save, right? It's something I can use. You know, next video we'll investigate what that has to do with. Now, as far as the decor Pikmin go, that was something we wanted to address, you know, different ways that that's even a thing. So I did look more into that. So obviously there's the way that I got mine, which was by linking the Nintendo ID. So there was that there. And then there was, let's go back here. I don't know if I have it still up here. I do not. I had a screenshot showing you, you know, there's different types of these Pikmin. There's like winged ones, and there's really big ones and tall ones, but you're getting them from these huge seedlings. So depending on how many, you know, steps you're taking, if it's like 10K like one I've got another one on the way, and that was probably the reward for, you know, the next level that I had got to, right? So we'll see what that is. Hopefully it's something different, but there's a whole list of them. You can actually go in the game and see them. So those are like that's kind of like their Pokédex, if you will, where you see different variants of ones that you collect, and it looks pretty random, and it looks like it could be pretty endless too. So we'll have to stay tuned and see if there's faster ways to get them. If, you know, I believe what we've got left, since we now have red, yellow, and blue, there's like a purple one coming up. So maybe when we complete this level, that's the next one. And then after that, I think we should interact with more of these decor Pikmin regularly. That's my belief. So if you haven't already, link your Nintendo ID. Maybe using the Niantic ID that they've got has some kind of bonus with that too at some point. The scrolls don't do anything yet, but maybe they'll augment that, because right now the common complaint I've gotten from people I tried to turn on to the game was they just feel like they're not really accomplishing anything. And that's compared to, you know, Pokemon Go or Ingress or even, you know, Harry Potter, rest in peace. So give them time. Give them time. There's still much more to go. They got this off without a hitch. Well, I would have said that if the community day wasn't like it was, but I believe they're going to put more effort into it and get into a more inclusive game. One of the things I was looking forward to was, hey, if somebody else is playing and planting flowers, can we see each other on screen? I think the game advertises that. We did not see each other. I was able to see all the flowers. I saw images that others of you posted where it looked like the whole area that you guys were walking was saturated with flowers, and that looked pretty. That looked really nice. Hopefully we can get more activity in my area to, you know, showcase something like that. Some of y'all are on like level 30 already. Wow. Wow. Y'all must have calves of steel or something like that, but regardless, that's exciting. I wasn't sure how many levels you can get, what the expectation was from them as far as your steps go, but they've at least gotten past 30 and possibly 40. So maybe 50 is the cap. I know there was a cap limit on the amount of steps normally they allow you to do daily, and they waived that just for this community day. So I wish I'd have taken more advantage of that, but you know, I did more walking than I normally do. So that out of the way, I will leave you with this. How many steps a day do you take? Are you more active like at your job, or are you more active on the weekends? Because it feels like when I'm at home going up and down the stairs, I get a few steps in, but I get a whole bunch more when I'm running errands, when I'm going to, you know, the Walmart or the grocery store or something like that. I get a whole lot more steps in without even thinking about it. And I ask that because, you know, some of us are still having to track our steps. Even though the game shows how many steps you've got to still input that, and that's confusing for some too. So please remember to, if you're having issues, look at that top line, stop moving, add that to, you know, whatever app you have, whether it's the Google Fit, or if you have Apple, you have the, you know, the health app. I know some people have like Samsung, and that it's going to be different. It's way confusing, so I implore you to investigate, because if you don't allow them these permissions or you revoke them, you may end up having to delete the game and reinstalling for it to work the way that it's supposed to. So those are my last thoughts for right now. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting the content on the channel. As always, leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't. It's fine either way. I'm going to see you next video, and we're going to get more into some of the stuff that I wasn't able to show, like the, I keep calling it radar, I'm sure detector is the appropriate name. We'll get into the detector, and we'll see what this decor Pikmin that I got was, and go from there. All right, so I am out. We'll wrap it up. See you in the next one. Oh, yeah. A video, some either here or here. Subscribe. Keep looking at my face. Another yellow hat will be on the way too. Yeah, I think a new one. Some people I interact with, they're like, "What does this stand for?" And I'm just like, "Other yellow hat guy." But I shouldn't have to explain that, right? Right? Video still up there? Not there yet? Captain Sensation.